You should always breathe through your nose for a variety of reasons. One of the main ones is that when you breathe through your nose, your nasal cavity creates a molecule called nitric oxide. And you don't create any nitric oxide when you breathe with your mouth. This is not to be confused with nitrous oxide, which is laughing gas. Nitric oxide does amazing things for our bodies. The prestigious journal Science named it a miracle molecule and made it the Molecule of the Year in 1992. 6 years later, it won the Nobel Prize in Medicine and was awarded to scientists who discovered nitric oxide's pathways and its roles it plays in our body, which are numerous. Helps maintain blood pressure. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator, meaning it relaxes the inner muscles of your blood vessels, causing the vessels to widen. In this way, nitric oxide increases blood flow and lowers blood pressure. Helps kill foreign invaders in the immune response. Nitric oxide kills unwelcome bacteria and inactivates unwanted viruses. How it does this is when we inhale, we breathe about 10,000 bacteria and 9,000 viruses. Most get caught in our mucus linings, and when we nose breathe, it creates nitric oxide, which will kill the unwanted bacteria and viruses. Faster wound healing. When our bodies get an infection, it releases nitric oxide all around to help kill the infection and thus speed up wound healing. Major biochemical component of memory and Alzheimer's. Having a nitric oxide-rich internal environment helps cells to store and retrieve information. They injected nitric oxide inhibitors into the brains of mice, and they couldn't learn a new maze. So before you try and learn something new, it might be a good idea to take some nitric oxide, which can be created endogenously in the body with nose breathing. There is a strong Alzheimer's link as well, yet another reason to increase your nitric oxide intake. Cure for migraines. In blood vessels, nitric oxide is released by the endothelial cells inside the vessel wall, which migrates to nearby muscle cells and relaxes them. This dilates the vessel and lowers blood pressure. Nitric oxide can cure certain types of headaches. Anti-tumor. Nitric oxide works in two ways on tumors. The first one is that it will kill cancer cells outright. Secondly, it inhibits key metabolic pathways to block growth. Nitric oxide attacks susceptible iron groups in certain enzymes, including those that synthesize DNA to help cells respire. When those enzymes are crippled, cancer cells cannot grow and divide. Releases endorphins. Nitric oxide facilitates the release of various endorphins, especially dopamine. It blocks the presynaptic reuptake of dopamine as well, meaning that it prolongs the life of dopamine in the synapse. You can see why this would help provide the mood-lifting power behind antidepressant medications. Help manage type 2 diabetes. The increase in nitric oxide also led to increased insulin sensitivity, allowing for better blood sugar control. Nitric oxide is impaired with people with type 2 diabetes, which confirms the link. This also reduces the risk of complications from diabetes, like reducing the risk of chronic kidney disease, blindness, hard-to-heal foot and leg ulcers, and preventing related amputations. Decreased muscle soreness. Nitric oxide decreases muscle soreness by 40% at 24 and 48 hours after exercise. Citrulline malate increases nitric oxide production, which increases blood flow to active muscles. In turn, citrulline malate is thought to increase nutrient delivery and clear waste products that are related to muscle fatigue, such as lactate and ammonia. Boost exercise performance. Nitric oxide is involved in many cell processes, including the widening of blood vessels or vasodilation. Wider blood vessels help increase the delivery of nutrients and oxygen to working muscles during exercise, thus enhancing exercise performance. Fewer cavities. The tooth decays because of the acid in the mouth eats away the enamel until it gets through. This acid is naturally produced by the host of bacteria in most mouths when it breaks down sugar and food particles. The body, however, has a natural defense mechanism against this, which is saliva, and an open mouth has less saliva. Less snoring. Habituated nose breathers snore much less. Nasal breathing warms and humidifies the incoming air, helping to prevent your airways from drying out. It also channels air over your snoring noisemakers in a less turbulent way than mouth breathing does. Better sleep. When switching to nose breathing, 98% of patients reported better sleep. In the few days of the study, snoring decreased or disappeared in 34%. It continued to go down for others as they continued. Limit the skin from sun damage. Ultraviolet radiation has been found to reduce nitric oxide-associated dilation of skin blood vessels by reducing the amount of nitric oxide available in the skin. Nitric oxide increases vasodilation in the skin's blood vessels, therefore providing an important role in regulating body temperature and responding to heat stress, both locally in the skin and through the body. Straighter teeth, more attractive posture, face, and jawline. The body operates on a use it or lose it principle. Look at these pictures of what happens to the shape of the face in growing children who are mouth breathers. Part of the problem is our food is so processed and soft, we no longer use the jaw muscles like our ancestors did. Stemming from that, many children become mouth breathers with arguably unattractive and unhealthy consequences. Some functional orthodontics say that if parents will help their children switch from mouth breathing to nose breathing, and they start to chew mastic gum, they won't need braces because the teeth will straighten out naturally. See how dramatically the difference is in these children looking after they switch to nose breathing? They are also healthier, their teeth are straighter, they have better posture, they breathe better and easier, and they are more attractive because they are healthier. The cost of nose breathing and healthy gum for all your children is a fraction of the cost of one set of braces or highly invasive jaw restructuring surgery. Protect your bones from osteoporosis. Nitric oxide has a free radical which has important effects on bone cell function. It plays a key role in regulating osteoblast activity and bone formation. Increase oxygen uptake in blood tissues and reducing breathing volume. If you are breathing more efficiently and the body is at a higher rate of oxygenation, you will need to breathe less air. Modulates emotional regions of the brain. Repeated nitric oxide exposure exerts antidepressant-like effects with zero side effects. Helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Nitric oxide helps activate the relaxation and repair response, which is the opposite of the fight, flight, or freeze response, in which the overactivation of has been correlated with 90 to 95% of all disease. Of course, the best way to activate the parasympathetic nervous system is with resonant frequency breathing. Check out the other video for more. Studies are still ongoing with this miracle molecule, but one mountain of evidence is enough to convince anyone to switch to nose breathing. How to train your body to breathe through the nose. Besides just being more conscious of it, a great way to start to train your body with nose breathing is during exercise. When you go walking or jogging, slow down until you can keep exercising and breathe through your nose. It may be uncomfortable at first, and be sure to bring lots of tissues, because for about 2 weeks it will be a snot fest. Keep going. Do not fret, it will subside, and after that you will have a lot easier time nose breathing at night, with less snoring and a better night's sleep. The next step is to tape your mouth shut at night. Yes, for the first night or two it may be difficult. You may only last 10 to 20 minutes. Then a few hours, but the 4th or 5th night you will have the best night's sleep you have ever had. There is also a way to boost how much your body creates nitric oxide, and that way is humming. Humming increases nitric oxide production by 1,500 to 2,000% more than nasal breathing alone. In fact, there are whole books about the health benefits of humming, and it's all based around nitric oxide. It's simple, effective, and best of all, free. Research has also shown that alcohol-based mouthwash kills the oral bacteria needed to produce nitric oxide for up to 12 hours. And you know what happens with less nitric oxide in your system. Your blood pressure goes up, and you lose all the other benefits just mentioned. Not only that, but by using an alcohol-based mouthwash twice a day, your probability of diabetes skyrockets up by 55%. Watch the microbiome video to learn more. So the next time you feel a sickness coming, or you just want to boost your overall health, start to hum and flood your body with this miracle molecule.